Explosions rip through the tranquil dawn. Alarms blare as you jolt awake in your cramped bunk deep in the bowels of a Navy carrier. You're disoriented for a split second, then training kicks in. You leap out, heart pounding, adrenaline surging. This is not a drill. You race through narrow, crowded corridors. Sailors rush in all directions, controlled chaos. You burst onto the flight deck, lungs burning from the sprint. The vast expanse of the Pacific stretches before you, but there's no time to admire the view. Across the deck, flames billow from a gaping hole in the superstructure. Black smoke pours out, obscuring the rising sun. Damage control teams are already fighting the blaze. The acrid stench of burning metal and fuel assaults your nostrils. The captain's voice booms over the intercom, cutting through the cacophony. All hands man your battle stations. This is not a drill. Enemy submarines have breached our perimeter. Your mind reels. Enemy subs, out here. How did they find us? The carrier is the pride of the fleet, a fortress on the seas. She's a symbol of American might, but now she's bleeding, vulnerable. You snap out of your daze. There's no time for questions, no time for fear. You're a sailor in the United States Navy. You have a job to do. You sprint towards your station, ready to defend your ship, your crew, your country. But as you run, a chilling thought worms into your mind. If the enemy can hurt a supercarrier, what else are they capable of? What other surprises lurk beneath the waves, waiting to strike? The battle has just begun, and already everything has changed. The illusion of invincibility has been shattered. Out here, the ocean is the enemy's playground, and they've just made the first move. You grit your teeth and keep running. You don't know what's coming next. None of you do, but one thing is certain. Nothing will ever be the same again. 72 hours earlier, the ocean was quiet. Too quiet. You stood on the flight deck watching F-18S scream off the catapult one after another. Each launch shook your chest like a second heartbeat. The smell of jet exhaust lingered in your throat long after the planes disappeared into the clouds. You're an aviation electrician. Every wire, every circuit, every navigation light on these birds runs because your hands made it run. One bad connection, one frayed wire, and a $70 million aircraft drops into the sea, no pressure. The carrier beneath your feet stretches over 1,000 feet long. A floating city, 5,000 souls eating, sleeping, working, and breathing recycled air in a steel maze that never stops moving. You haven't seen land in 53 days. Your skin forgot what sunlight without salt feels like. Below deck, the corridors are tight. You squeeze past other sailors, shoulders brushing the pipes that line the ceiling. Everything hums. The engines, the ventilation, the constant low vibration that rattles your teeth if you think about it too long. You stop thinking about it on week 2. Chow hall. You grab a tray, powdered eggs, stale toast, coffee that tastes like it was brewed in a radiator. You eat in 7 minutes, not because you're hungry, because your shift starts in 12, and there's a radar array on deck 3 that's been flickering since Tuesday. This is carrier life. Monotony stretched over an ocean. Weeks blend together. Tuesday feels like Saturday feels like nothing. Your world shrinks to your rack, your workspace, and the narrow path between them. But monotony is deceptive. A carrier doesn't drift aimlessly. It positions, it watches, it waits. Somewhere in a room you'll never enter, officers study satellite feeds and intercepted signals. They know things you don't. They see patterns you can't. The ship changed course at 0200 last night. You felt it in your rack, a slight tilt, a shift in the engine's rhythm. Most sailors slept through it. You didn't. Something is different. The flight schedule doubled overnight. Pilots are briefing behind closed doors. Senior chiefs are walking faster, talking quieter. You've been on enough deployments to read the signs. The ocean is still quiet, but the ship is waking up. And when a carrier wakes up, somebody somewhere is about to have a very bad day. You just don't know who yet. The hatch opens and the heat hits you like a wall. You drop into the well deck, boots slamming against wet steel. 200 Marines packed into a space designed for maybe half that. Bodies everywhere, sitting on gear, leaning against bulkheads, lying on the floor with packs under their heads. The air's thick, sweat, gun oil, and something else. Something you can't name but always recognize. The smell of men waiting to be told where to bleed. You're an O311, infantry, the most basic, most ancient job in warfare. Your task hasn't changed in 2,000 years. Close with the enemy, destroy him, everything else is decoration. Your rifle sits across your lap. You've cleaned it 4 times today. Not because it's dirty, because your hands need something to do. Idle hands make loud minds. And a loud mind before a mission is a dangerous thing. The guy next to you is writing a letter, pen on actual paper. You watch his hand shake slightly. He's 19. Everybody here is 19. Old men sent boys to fight since the beginning of time. That math never changes. 3 days you've been down here. 3 days of canned air and fluorescent light. The Navy controls the ship. You're just cargo until the ramp drops. Then everything flips. Then you become the point of the entire operation. Every missile, every satellite, every billion-dollar machine exists to put you, a Marine with a rifle, on a piece of ground the enemy doesn't want to give up. The intercom buzzes. A voice cuts through the noise. 36 hours, that's it. 2 words and a number. The whole room shifts. Conversations stop. Card games fold. The letter writer puts his pen down and stares at the ceiling. 36 hours until your boots touch sand. You close your eyes, not to sleep, to rehearse. You walk through the beach in your mind. Left side, right side, cover positions, rally points. Your body sits still, but your brain is sprinting. Somewhere above you, the carrier hums. Somewhere behind you, the Navy plots your course. Somewhere ahead of you, the enemy is digging in, preparing, waiting. They know you're coming. That's fine. The Marines have never relied on surprise. You rely on violence. Speed and violence delivered with such overwhelming force that preparation becomes irrelevant. 36 hours. Your hands stop shaking. They always do right before. The lieutenant gathers everyone in a circle. No podium, no projector. Just a man standing in the middle of a room full of killers, holding a laminated map. He points. Beach, tree line, ridge. 3 objectives, 3 phases. Phase 1, hit the sand and push to the tree line. Phase 2, clear the tree line and establish a perimeter. Phase 3, take the ridge before sunrise. Simple. Not easy, but simple. Questions come fast. What's the enemy strength? Where are the minefields? What happens if the Navy's fire support is late? The lieutenant answers each one the same way. Controlled? Calm. Like he's reading a grocery list instead of a battle plan. You've seen that calm before. It's not confidence, it's rehearsal. He's been running this in his head for days, turning every variable over, poking every weakness. By the time he speaks, the words are already worn smooth. The briefing ends. Gear check. You lay everything out on the deck. Rifle, 7 magazines, 210 rounds. Tourniquet, radio, night vision, water, more water, knife. The weight adds up fast. 63 pounds before you count the plate carrier. You pick up each item, inspect it, put it back in exactly the same place it always goes. Left pocket, right pocket, vest front, vest rear, muscle memory. In the dark under fire, you need to find a tourniquet in 2 seconds, not 3, 2. The guy who was writing the letter is checking his gear next to you. His hands aren't shaking anymore. You nod at him. He nods back. No words. Words are expensive right now. Everyone is saving them. The ship groans. A deep metallic sound that rolls through the hull like distant thunder. The carrier is turning, repositioning, getting closer to the drop point. Somewhere in a dark room, the Navy is coordinating the strike. Somewhere in the sky, Air Force drones are already watching the beach. Somewhere in orbit, a Space Force satellite is locking in coordinates. All of it, every branch, every billion-dollar system, all of it converging on one stretch of sand, and you're the one who has to walk across it. 20 hours now, 600 miles inland. You haven't slept in 34 hours. Not because you forgot, because sleep is a luxury the Army doesn't issue. You're a cavalry scout attached to the 1st Armored Division. Your job description fits on one line. Go where nobody else wants to go. Find out what's there. Come back alive if you can. The forward operating base is a rectangle of dirt surrounded by concrete barriers and razor wire. Home for the last 9 months. You know every crack in every wall. You know which shower drips, which generator fails at midnight, which corner of the chow hall gets cell signal on Thursdays. You know this place better than your apartment back home. That thought bothers you more than it should. Your sergeant's voice finds you in the dark. Scouts out. 30 mics. You pull on your gear. The routine is automatic now. Boots first, then knee pads, plate carrier, helmet, gloves. 60 pounds of equipment distributed across your body in a pattern you've spent months perfecting. 2 pounds too far left and your back screams by hour 3. You learn that the hard way. The vehicle bay smells like diesel and dust. Your truck sits in the lineup. An MRAP, 14 tons of armored steel designed to survive what the roads out here like to deliver. IEDs, the invisible enemy. You can fight a man. You can't fight a bomb you never see. You climb in. 4 other soldiers follow. Gunner up top, driver up front, you in the back with 2 others. The engine turns over with a deep growl. The gate opens, the base disappears behind you. Now it's just road. Red dirt, potholes deep enough to swallow a tire. Villages that look empty but never are. Every window is a question mark. Every pile of trash could be hiding something. Every bridge is a decision. Cross fast or stop and check. Your eyes scan left to right. Constant, mechanical. You've trained them to catch the things that don't belong. A wire where there shouldn't be one. Fresh dirt on an old road. A parked car with no driver. The radio crackles. Overlord is watching. Somewhere above you, a drone circles. Air Force eyes in the sky. You can't see it, but you know it's there. You hope it sees what you can't. 12 miles to the objective. The road stretches ahead like a scar. Mile 7. The road narrows. Buildings on both sides now. 2 stories. Flat roofs. Windows like dark eyes staring down at you. The gunner swivels the turret slowly. Left, right, left again. His knuckles are white on the grip. Your driver slows the vehicle. Not because he wants to, because the road forces him to. A burned out car sits sideways across both lanes. Could be old wreckage. Could be placed there 20 minutes ago. You key the radio. Overlord. Viking 2-3. Obstruction on route. Requesting eyes. Static, then a voice. Flat, professional. Viking 2-3, Overlord has eyes on. Stand by. You wait. The engine idles. Sweat drips from your chin onto the stock of your rifle. 30 seconds feels like 30 minutes when you're sitting inside a metal box in a place that wants you gone. Clear. Obstruction is cold. Proceed with caution. The driver eases around the wreck. You exhale. Your lungs didn't realize they were holding. Mile 9. A dog runs across the road. Nobody flinches. Stray dogs are furniture out here. You stop noticing them on month 3. Mile 10. The village. This is the objective. Intelligence says there's a weapons cache hidden somewhere in this cluster of buildings. Your job is to confirm it, not to clear it, not to fight, just look and report. But the enemy doesn't always read your mission brief. The truck stops at the village edge. You dismount, boots on dirt. The sound is different out here. No engine noise, no generator hum, just wind and the distant bark of that same dog. 5 of you spread out. Standard formation. 2 forward, 2 flanking. 1 on overwatch. You move along a mud wall, rifle up, eyes sweeping. A door opens. Everyone freezes. Fingers move to triggers. Hearts climb into throats. An old man steps out. He's holding a tea glass. He looks at you. You look at him. 2 men from different worlds. Standing 10 feet apart on a dirt road. Each one trying to read the other. He says something in a language you don't speak. Points down the road. Shakes his head slowly. You don't understand the words, but you understand the warning. Something is down that road, and it's not a weapons cache. 7,000 miles away, you're watching all of it. Your chair's comfortable. The room is air conditioned. There's a half-eaten sandwich on the desk next to your keyboard. Your Honda Civic sits in the parking lot outside, baking in the Nevada sun. You are an Air Force sensor operator. Your office is a metal box the size of a shipping container. No windows, just screens. And on those screens, a war plays out in real time, pixel by pixel. Right now, you're looking at 5 soldiers standing at the edge of a village in a country you've never visited. You can see the heat signatures through their body armor. You can see the old man with the tea glass. You can count the wrinkles on his face if you zoom in far enough. Viking 2-3. Your convoy, your responsibility. The pilot sits next to you. Different chair, different screen, same mission. He flies, you watch. Between the two of you, a Reaper drone circles at 20,000 feet, invisible to anyone on the ground. Silent, patient, lethal. You pan the camera north. The road the old man pointed to bends behind a compound. You follow it. Slow, methodical. Every shadow gets a second look. Every vehicle gets logged. There, 300 meters past the bend, a truck, engine, running, two figures in the bed, crouching low. They're arranging something under a tarp. You zoom in. Your stomach tightens. Wires, metal casing, battery pack. That's not farming equipment. You key the mic. Viking 2-3 Overlord. You have hostile activity 300 meters north of your position. Two military-aged males preparing what appears to be an IED. Recommend you hold position. The radio clicks twice. Acknowledgement. The soldiers on your screen stop moving. They drop to a knee behind the mud wall. Now comes the hard part. The part they don't put in the recruitment commercials. You have eyes on the target. You have authorization to engage. One button, one click. 8 seconds between your finger and their future. You look at the pilot. He looks at you. No words, just a nod. Your finger hovers. Somewhere in that village, 5 soldiers are counting on you. Somewhere in a parking lot, your Honda Civic waits for you to come home. Both of those things are real. Both of those things exist in the same moment. You press the button. The screen flashes white, then settles. You stare at the monitor. The truck is gone. The 2 figures are gone. Where they stood, a gray cloud of dust and debris slowly expands, then drifts east with the wind. 8 seconds, that's all it took. You exhale, your hands are trembling, not a lot, just enough that you notice. You press them flat against the desk and hold them there until they stop. The pilot's voice is steady, good effect on target. Confirm BDA, battle damage assessment. Clinical language for a simple question. Did you kill what you meant to kill? You zoom in, crater, wreckage, no movement. You confirm. Viking 2-3 Overlord. Threat neutralized. You are cleared to proceed. On the screen, the 5 soldiers stand up from behind the mud wall. They don't look up. They never look up. They don't know your name, your face, your rank. They'll never buy you a beer or shake your hand. To them, you're just a voice on a radio and a flash in the distance. That's fine. That's the job. The convoy continues. You watch them move through the village, building by building, corner by corner. Your eyes track every rooftop, every alley, every shadow that moves. 2 hours later, the mission ends. The soldiers extract. The MRAP rolls back down the red dirt road toward the base. You follow them on screen until they pass through the gate. Safe. You lean back in your chair. The sandwich is still there. Cold now. You eat it anyway. Your shift ends at 1800. You log out of the system, remove your headset, and walk through the door into blinding Nevada sunlight. The heat hits your face like opening an oven. You climb into the Civic, turn the key. The radio comes on. Some pop song you half recognize. You pull out of the parking lot and merge onto the highway. 30 minutes later, you're standing in your kitchen. Your daughter runs up and hugs your leg. Your wife asks how your day was. Fine. Quiet day. You pick up your daughter. She laughs. She smells like crayons and shampoo. You hold her a little tighter than usual. Nobody in this house will ever know what you did today. You'll make sure of that. 200 miles above your head, a machine the size of a school bus is screaming through the void at 17,000 miles per hour. You built it software. You monitor its health. You talk to it every 6 minutes when it passes over your ground station. And right now, it's sick. You're a satellite systems operator. United States Space Force. Your office has carpet. Your coffee machine makes lattes. Your uniform has never seen dirt. The most dangerous thing in your building is the vending machine that sometimes eats quarters. People laugh at you. Internet jokes. Memes. Your own family isn't sure what you do. Last Thanksgiving, your uncle asked if you'd met any aliens yet. Everyone thought that was hilarious. Nobody's laughing right now. Your screen shows a cascade of red alerts. Satellite Echo 7, a military GPS bird that feeds positioning data to every branch of the armed forces, is being jammed. Not a malfunction, not space debris. Someone on the ground is deliberately pumping a signal into the same frequency your satellite uses to talk to the troops. You trace the source. The signal originates from a ground station in Central Asia. You've seen this signature before. Different frequency, same playbook. They probe, they test, they push the boundaries to see how fast you react. Your fingers move across the keyboard. Reroute to the downlink, shift the encryption key, activate the backup frequency. Each step takes seconds, but each second matters. Without Echo 7, the Reaper drone in the sky loses its lock. The sensor operator in Nevada loses his picture. The cavalry scouts on the ground lose their GPS. The Marines on that beach lose their fire support coordinates, one satellite, one signal, and the entire chain breaks. You work in silence. No gunfire, no explosions, no sweat and metal, just the hum of servers and the click of keys. But the war you fight is just as real, just as consequential, just as relentless. The red alerts turn yellow, then green. Echo 7 is back. Clean signal, full coverage. The chain holds. Your supervisor walks past your desk. Status? Handled. He nods, keeps walking. No medals, no headlines. No one downrange will ever know their GPS flickered for 11 seconds because someone on the other side of the planet tried to blind them. But you know, you're standing in aisle 9 of a hardware store holding a box of drywall screws when your phone buzzes. You glance down, then you read it again. Activation orders. Category 4, hurricane making landfall in 14 hours. Report to armory by 1800. 20 seconds ago, your biggest problem was a crack in your kitchen ceiling. Now you're doing math in your head. Where are your boots? Where is your go bag? Who's picking up your kids from practice? This is the National Guard. 2 lives crammed into one body. Monday through Friday, you're a high school teacher. You grade papers. You coach JV basketball. You argue with the copy machine. You have a mortgage, a bad knee, and a dog that sheds on everything. Then the phone rings, and the other you wakes up. You kiss your wife at the door. She doesn't say be careful. She stopped saying that 3 activations ago. Now she just holds your face with both hands and looks at you. That look says everything words gave up trying to say. 12 hours later, you're in a Humvee rolling through streets you recognize. This is your state, your zip code, but it doesn't look like yours anymore. Trees ripped from the ground like broken teeth. Power lines draped across roads like dead snakes. Water where water has no business being. Chest deep in some places, black, moving, carrying pieces of people's lives downstream. You pass a gas station with its roof peeled back like a tin can. A church with no steeple. A school bus sitting on top of a fence. Then you see them. A woman on a roof, clutching a baby against her chest. A man beside her, waving both arms at the sky. They've been up there 11 hours. The water rose too fast. They climbed because climbing was the only option left. Your squad pulls over. You grab the rope. You've trained for this, but training is dry and warm and has a safety observer with a clipboard. This water is black and cold and fast, and it does not care about your training. You go in anyway. You get all 3 of them down. The woman sobs into your shoulder. The man grips your hand and won't let go. The baby stares at you with enormous brown eyes. Silent. Still, you're not fighting a foreign enemy tonight, you're fighting the sky, and for this family, you just won. Tomorrow, if the water drops, you'll be back in that hardware store. Same aisle, same screws, same ceiling crack waiting to be fixed, but tonight you're a soldier, and this is your war.